Hey everybody, I'm doing an update on my S10. Back before when the engine seized up, I did some videos and how I got it to run again. But she was frozen solid after the radiator got a split in it and she overheated, and we were broke down and we called AAA. And AAA never came, and they never got us, and we wound up getting it home on our own. But after we replaced the radiator, it turned out that this one here that came in the new radiator was defective, and I wound up using the old one out of here. And then the line wouldn't pop up, because after it overheated and I put the new radiator in, we went and picked up dirt, and coming back, this line popped out. We lost all our oil, lost our oil pressure, and the engine seized up, and it was solidly locked up. And what I ended up doing was pulling all the spark plugs out of this, and then getting a long bar and a lot of torque. I had to do it by hand on it. I got the engine to turn over a little bit by hand, and I kept moving it back and forth, and filling the cylinders with like WD-40, stuff like that. And in the process, she finally loosened up, and we got it to run again. And that's when I found out that piece on there was defective, and we replaced it. We fixed that, and now this truck I changed the oil in the oil filter on it 2 times. And after doing that, this is the 3rd time now. The oil had a lot of metal in it. It did. And I lost the oil pressure. When I started it up after an oil change, she'll be at 40 pounds on the gauge. But after it gets hot, you've been driving for a while, and you drive down the highway, she'll drop down to about 30. But when you pull up at a red light and you're idling, it'll drop down to about 8-9 pounds. So I know there's a lot of, should you or shouldn't you, but this does call for 5 weight 30, and I've decided I'm going to put in 10 weight 30, and I changed the filter out, and I've just done it, and we're going to see if that brings the oil pressure up some more. I will put in the comment section if it does bring the oil pressure up above that 8 or 9 pounds spot, after she's been running, for a while, and the oil's gotten really warm. I also added this, and I didn't put in the whole bottle. I actually put in about 25% of that bottle, or a quarter of it, mixed with this. And so just letting you know that. Getting back to this motor oil, it looks filthy, but actually, because it's in a black oil pan, and it kind of hides the oil. But when it was streaming out, when I was draining it, it looked pretty good to me. It looked very good, actually. I mean, heck, it's only got about 500 miles on it. But I'm thinking, I wonder, I'm going to look, and I wonder if they make these pans in white, because I think if this was white, you could see maybe better. I don't know what the oil really looks like when you drain it out. I mean, you know what I mean. I haven't done any videos in a while because I'm in the process of cleaning up the house and replacing rotted wood and fixing it. We had mold everywhere, and I'm making repairs. Got to work on this. But I'm talking, mold, and the whole front of the house is pretty much done, but I've got a lot more to go. Finally, if you've been watching anything I put out, I've been working on a 389, a 1959 Pontiac 389 engine that I'm in the process of refreshing, and this is where I'm at right now. I don't know how well this is coming out, but that's one of the heads, and you got the rocker arms and all that off, and we're going to be cleaning this up along with the other one real soon, and relapping the valves in and so on, and hopefully she'll run a lot better. Here's the other head, and using that old C-clamp thing. It's awkward. We'll be talking about that more in a future video. Finally, last note on this. She starts right up now all the time, and I've been driving it, and I think she's going to give me a lot of more years of service. But here's a funny story. When I went down to it, I bought this at Advance Auto, and I was there. And when I come out, there's a guy just pulled up, and he's driving the twin of this S10. He had the exact same truck, except I think his was a year older, and it was just like this. It looked same color, looked great. And I went over and I started talking to him, and I told him about losing all my oil pressure and, you know, breaking down and all that, and what seizing and what I was doing. And I did not say anything about when it overheated, and I called AAA, and they never came. And then, you know, so I told him about that, and then without me prompting him or anything like that, discussing, you know, AAA, he says, yeah, he says, I got another pickup truck, an F-150, and I broke down, and I called AAA, and they never came. He told me this, and I'm like, wow. And then I told him my experience, and when this truck broke down the second time, when it broke down when the radiator overheated and AAA didn't come. Then when it broke down the second time, I didn't bother calling AAA. I didn't want to play games because of the spot I was in, and I just called up a tow service local, and they came and got me real fast. I mean, they were there within 15, 20 minutes. And I talked to the guy, and I asked him, what's the deal with AAA? And he says, AAA only pays those tow guys $100 for a tow, no matter what. He says, if you're going a fairly long distance, they won't come and get you, because they can make money all day long getting $100 with, you know, like a 10, 15 mile, you know, tow. Now, if you break down and you got AAA and you want them to tow it to your house, and you're, say, 40, 50 miles away from your home or more, they might not come and get you. All the tow services will maybe just turn it down, and AAA will just keep blowing you off and say, don't worry, somebody's coming, they're on their way, hoping that sooner or later one tow truck guy will say, well, yeah, I'm doing nothing, I'll go get the person. What the heck, $100 is $100. But I quit AAA. My time with them expired on October 1st, and I didn't renew, and I'm not gonna. And I'm gonna look into, you know, what I can get through my insurance company. But you're kind of at the mercy of the tow system if you break down, and maybe you've had good experience with the AAA. I actually liked AAA up until the tow before that, and I literally waited like 8 hours before they came and got me. This time, we were there like 15 hours. They never came. And then they called us the next day at 4 in the afternoon. This is literally 25 hours after I had called them and said I needed a tow, and had called them back 3 more times. Said, when they, you know, I need to get a tow. What's going on? They said, oh, we got a person coming out in just a little while. Don't worry, they're on their way. And of course, like I said, they never showed up. So I lost my track of thought, but I think you know where I'm coming from. You can't rely on AAA anymore, in my opinion, okay? Well, never mind. Everybody have a great day, and she does run. She's running good, and I will put a note in there if changing it and going from 5 weight 30 to 10 weight 30 and add some Lucas will keep the pressure up some after the oil gets thinned out, you know, in the heat. Take it easy, all.